Hello, my name is Scott Baker. I live in Montgomery County, Texas. I'm a precinct chair in the Republican Party in Montgomery County. And I want to bring to your attention a pressing issue that I really think more people need to be paying attention to and be aware of. And the title is, Are Texas Republicans Trying to Rig the 2026 Elections? I want to talk about that. Here's the summary. In 2024, Texas Republicans created a new rule at the state convention to allow removing candidates from the primary ballot. The rule allows a very small number of people to impact the votes of tens of thousands of voters. This rule was not widely published nor rigorously debated. This rule was not placed on a ballot to be approved by the majority of Republican voters, much like you would a constitutional amendment, something that fundamentally alters the agreement or the process by which voters choose candidates. In this case, this was not approved, it wasn't put on any ballot, and you didn't get to vote on it unless you went to convention, which is only a few thousand Republicans. This rule is being used to effectively rig the 2026 elections. So who am I? I'm Scott Baker, as I said. I'm Montgomery County Precinct Chair since 2012. Republican election worker and judge since around 2006. I've been a delegate at multiple Republican regional and state conventions, an alternate to 2012 National Republican Convention, and I've served on numerous Republican committees and subcommittees. So let me take a step back and just explain what a precinct is for a minute. And to do that, I'll tell you about counties, the difference between counties and precincts and how they're organized. Texas, shown here on the map, and that circle is Montgomery County, where I live. Texas has 254 counties in Texas. The smallest political subdivision in Texas is the precinct. Each county is divided into multiple precincts, and each county elects a county chair. This is Montgomery County. Each of those dots represents a precinct voting location in Montgomery County. There are 113 precincts in Montgomery County, and each precinct has a chair to serve on the County Executive Committee, or CEC. This is very important. There are actually vacancies on the CEC now. There are certain precincts that do not have a representative. But even the ones that are there, they are unpaid. The precinct chair position is an unpaid position, and it is frequently appointed and not elected. When there are vacancies, other precinct chairs recruit an individual from your precinct that has a vacancy, and they nominate and appoint that person to be a precinct chair. So they've probably never been on a ballot. In fact, if a precinct chair runs unopposed, they're also never on a ballot. They're elected by acclaim. They are just deemed to have been elected because nobody ran against them. So many of these precinct chairs have never been on a ballot and were never voted on or elected by the local Republicans in their precinct. That's the reality. That's important in this discussion. The precinct chair usually serves as the election judge, the ones that run the polls. You often see them when you go to your precinct on election day or on primary election day. The county chair presides over the County Executive Committee. The CEC is not the party. This is a point of much confusion for a lot of folks, and I want to make sure that we're clear on this. The CEC is not the Republican Party. Texas Election Code defines the party as the voters who vote in the primary election. So if you voted in the Republican primary election, you are a member of the Republican Party. In 2024, there were 90,000 Republican primary voters, approximately. That means that your precinct chair is your representative in the CEC. They are not the party. You are the party. So what is this rule? What does it say? Rule number 44, censure process and penalties, was added by many of the people who are attempting to use this rule now, who have weaponized this rule. It states that a CEC may censure an elected official for violating 3 or more party principles or rules. Once censured, the SREC, which is the state version of the CEC, then reviews and votes on the matter. If they approve the matter, then the CEC may openly campaign against that Republican candidate who's been censured. That means Republican Party resources can be used to openly campaign against a Republican in the primary election. So if you donated money to the party, whether you appreciate it or you approve of it or not, they can use your resources against other Republicans. What's also possible, and also more likely, and this is the goal of a lot of people who are using this role, is that the county chair is then empowered, upon censure and approval by the SRAC, the county chair may remove them, that candidate, from the primary ballot. That means you never get a chance to vote on them. That's important. How does this affect you now? There are 2 state representatives in Montgomery County who are likely to be censured Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday night, by the CEC, and then subsequently removed from the 2026 primary ballot through this process. Will Metcalf, District 16, and Cecil Bell, District 3, are the 2 candidates. Well, they're 2 state reps right now. They will likely be candidates in the primary election next year in 2026. The censure is connected to recent events in the Texas House of Representatives, particularly the House Speaker's election. Many of you may have heard about this in the news. The justification used to draft the censure for these 2 candidates is based in part on them violating the spirit of the rules, the spirit, but not the letter. In other words, they complied with the rule, but they didn't do it in a way that is the spirit of the rule, is what's the opinion being given and the justification being given. So what is the effect of this? The CEC now has the power to remove candidates from the primary ballot. That means less than 100 people can take away the right of 90,000 people to vote for our candidates. That's simply a bad idea, and it's actually worse. If you look at this map shows the House districts in Montgomery County and how they're broken up. The blue is Will Metcalf's district, 16. The green is Cecil Bell's district, 3. If not done properly, if the entire CEC were to vote to censure, it means that people in districts that aren't even represented by that candidate or that representative may vote to censure them and remove them. So someone in the south of the county could remove a candidate from the North County's ballot. Now, the language on this rule does provide some allocation for this, but it's not clear, and you could see how easily it could be confused and abused. This is simply a bad idea. It's wrong. This is a battle that needs to be fought at the ballot box. This is what Democrats do and not Republicans. This rule is simply too easy to abuse. In fact, the very first uses of this rule are clearly examples of it being abused. The voters must have the right to choose the candidates, not a small group in a back room. The point isn't really even about Will Metcalf or Cecil Bell. They're just the examples right now. But this is what many people, including Never Trump Republicans, tried to do to President Trump last year. They tried to remove him from the ballot in multiple states. That was Republicans and Democrats trying to do that. Can you imagine if they had succeeded? They were using rules like this one to do that. This is what the Democrats did to Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. This isn't Republican. This isn't in line with Republican principles. We are the party of Lincoln, who said we must preserve the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are the party of Reagan, who spoke of America as a shining city on a hill. We're not the party of the backroom deals. We are the party of Donald Trump. He fights for the American people and for more transparent government. We should not be doing this to our candidates. We must take this rule out of the Republican Party set of rules immediately. It's simply unacceptable. So what can you do? Contact your precinct chair. mctxgop.org is the Montgomery County Republican Party website. There is a list there of your precinct chair. You can easily look up, see what precinct you're in. If you're not sure, you can go to montgomeryvotes.org, which is the county elections website, and look it up. It's also on your voter registration card if you have that. You can get involved, attend CEC meetings. There's one this Tuesday night in downtown Conroe. The County Party website has the dates and times listed there. You can also attend your precinct conventions after the primaries. This is where you can become a delegate to the Senate District and the state conventions, which is where these rules were drafted. Also, you can contact your state representative. Reach out and let them know how you feel about this, that you're concerned, and that you're worried that this rule and rules like it can be abused and are being abused right now. I urge you, this is important. This affects your vote and my vote. This is not what the Republican Party stands for, and these rules must be removed. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate your time and attention. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that it's encouraged you to get involved and to pay attention and to let your voice be heard. Please like and share this video so other people know what's going on. And post your comments and feedback below. I'd be interested to see what you have to say. God bless you, and God bless Texas. Thank you.